Wait a second. I just had a... Hey! Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome yourselves to the War Thunder 2.0 dev server. Now, what have we got in front of us today? This is something that, well, I for one never expected that I would ever see in War Thunder when I started playing 7 years ago. So this is certainly a surprise to me. It is the Harrier GR1. Oh, look at it! It's a plane that we've all been waiting for a very long time. If you are a fan of the British tech tree, and if you're not, kind of, the Harrier is a legendary aircraft anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised if you've been looking forward to it as well. Oh, look at her here. She is so beautiful in all of her glory, and not to mention the incredible sky and weather updates that Gaijin have done to the background here. And also welcome to the brand new hangar. If you're wondering how I'm flying around, I'm using NVIDIA Ansel and Freestyle, so you can get a proper look around in the hangar here. But my god, this area is incredible. I wonder if we can make some custom missions on this particular map. I think we probably could, you know, it looks big enough, so we'll have to see if that's possible. However, War Thunder CDK is broken at the moment, so we're kind of buggered on that front. But for now, let's exit Ansel and talk a little bit about this aircraft. Now, what is so important about the Harrier? Well, for one, not only is it a legendary attacker and fighter, but it's also got one of the brand new capabilities introduced in this patch. That's right. You guessed correctly. Vtol is finally in War Thunder. Now, you might be able to just see there, we've got the nozzles on either side of the fuselage, which allows us to be able to hover. And it's the first capability, jet fighter of its, or even aircraft of its type, aside helicopters and aside the Po-2, that has the ability to hover. So this is incredibly exciting for us as players, and as well as it's an exciting time to see what can be done with this in game modes. I'm sure AirRB tankers are screaming with fear about this particular plane. But let's take you through some of its modifications. Now, I'm going to tell you up front already, I don't know the Harrier's full historical armaments off by heart, but I do know that it's a subsonic aircraft, so don't expect it to be outperforming any MiG-21s. What it is good at is CAS, and also air superiority within a designated sector. So the best way I can explain it is the Harrier is perfect for situations where you need to dominate the ground and the air within a vicinity. However, it is not an air superiority fighter in the sense that you can dogfight and take on multiple superior enemy aircraft. So it is going to struggle in some AirRB matches. Now, in-game, it's currently battle rating 9.7, but I've got to say, the dev server is always a snapshot of the content that's going to be coming in the next patch, so take it with a grain of salt. It should be fine at 9.7. I can't see it having too many issues, honestly. Yeah, it's the same battle rating as the Lightning F6. I think it's, in fact, it may be a tiny bit too low, but we'll have to see how that plays out in the full game. Let's take a look at some of the modifications. So for our loadout, okay. Right. This thing's quite versatile. Okay. Yes. So the basic bomb loads we've got, you can have your standard ×4 SRAMs, which is fantastic because that means we're actually going to be able to be able to take the minimal loadout if we're doing AirRB only. However, we've also got the option of rocket pods, 300 mil of pen. Okay, yep, alright, that's fine. And we've also got, so we can have 4 rockets and 3 1,000-pound bombs as well. Oh, this thing is gonna be mega in ground orbit. Oh, yes. Yes, please. Does this thing get a camouflage? Okay, it doesn't. That's disappointing. I was hoping for a Gulf War camo, but I know the Harrier wasn't in the Gulf War, leave me alone, but it's nice. grey Harrier skin would have been cool. Okay, so I think let's take this into a test flight. Should we bring the bombs? No, you know what? We're going to bring the... Yeah, we're going to bring those. Because why not? And we'll bring ground targets, just in case. Let's take this into a test flight and see what we can get up to. I'm actually going to take this into a realistic, because... that's a time of day clear. Let's give us some thin clouds, just so we can see what the clouds are like as well, I reckon. So we should, in theory, be getting the brand new carrier, which I believe is the HMS Ark Royal. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is a huge step up now. This is fantastic. Okay, so what you need to know before you go into Vtol mode with this aircraft is you actually need to go into your controls. And you need to scroll down. Also, notice there's a new option menu. You need to scroll down to here. Thrust vector, lift engines, and nozzle control axis. So this will control your nozzles, whether they point forward, point backwards, whatever. Another thing to note. Also, I don't particularly think you need to worry about hover height just yet. But I may be wrong. So if you accelerate at the moment, you'll see it just rolls me forward, which is not what we want. What we actually want is to, let's see if we can aim it so you can see, make the control nozzles go down. There we go. See? So now if we throttle up to maximum, there we go. We're now in Vtol. It's so absurd. For War Thunder. My word. Okay, cool. So if we gear up now. Right, so in theory, if we now let go, that should even out our thrust vectoring. And if we go Control Alt, we're now in full flight mode. Interesting. That's very, very cool. I like that a lot. However, I have noticed that it changes it back to 50%. So does that kind of put you into like a weird hover mode? Like a mid hover mode? I'm not sure. I seem to be going faster when I go like this. So it fall backwards. So I think that's probably how it's meant to go. I do know that I've got control middle mouse button. Oh, I thought we had our first crash there. Which, to be honest, would be expected. We haven't even spoken anything about the... Oh, my word. You know what's most disappointing about this? The War Thunder Cloud memes aren't going to exist anymore, and I'm very sad about that. Wow. Okay, that's impressive. Oh, it had... yeah, so if I go control... Oh, I can make it go faster. Okay, interesting. So if I go control M, that's hover mode. Control middle mouse button. That's like... You know what? We're just going to fly around like this, I think. But clearly, if we want to go faster, we can make it go faster with the nozzles facing backwards, which is good. Right. So we have got rockets available to us. I think let's have a look, see what we can do here on these. Oh, these are these are just vehicles. This is a bit overkill, to be honest. Okay, it hasn't got a cockpit yet. Fair enough. And fire. And I missed. Shows you how much of a ground strike player I am. But wow, those rockets have incredible travel time. Okay, so if I go like this now, my thrust vectoring is... Oh, look how quickly you turn with the thrust vectoring. Fantastic. So now I'm in hover mode. Oh, it does. It works. Well, kind of. It does. Okay, so you do have to use the main throttle still while having these... Okay, that might take a little bit of getting used to. Okay, the engine's overheating a little bit here. Oh, this is so bizarre. It's just... Can you imagine? You're on a, I don't know, Tunisia, and randomly you just see a Harrier pop up from behind the... Okay, that's odd. You know what? It's actually not awful as I thought it was going to be. So this is quite interesting, really. I'm really having fun with this. I think this is fantastic, personally. Okay, so now that I'm on a turn like this, probably need to go thrust vector into 100. Yep, okay. Makes sense. Now, yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, so you do need to have multiple things in mind, because as you can see here, when you go to thrust vector into 100%, like, you drop. Any slight movement really has an effect on the flight performance. This is going to take some getting used to. There we go. But honestly, I can think this is going to be pretty useful. I especially think it's going to be useful if you're on maps where you need to rearm quickly, because you're just going to be able to stop, get down, rearm, and then get back up straight away. I think that's going to be very, very useful. Wow, this is fantastic. I absolutely adore this. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go find some MiG-15s to shoot down. Test out the SRAMs. I know the SRAM's already been tested out before, but well, by many other YouTubers. But there's nothing wrong with us going to have a look. Also, what's probably worth looking at is I believe the new carriers also have a damage model. So we'll go have a look at that as well. Okay, let's make our thrust vectoring to 0%. To get that speed up. A little bit of frame lag there, but again, it's dev. It's all to be expected. Let's go catch up to this guy. And then we'll go have a look at the... Oh. Turn off this memo. Hey, there's memos? What is that? Control Alt W. Okay, fair enough. Weird. Never seen that message before. Okay, so. Hello there, Mr. MiG-15. And let's give you a bit of lead. Go on. Look at that! Wow. That's fantastic. Oh, I love that a lot. It's just such an incredible looking game, isn't it? This is a free-to-play game. Absolutely bonkers. Okay, let's go shoot our carrier. Let's go commit some war crimes. Yeah, okay, there isn't a NAS. There isn't a cockpit yet, but I can imagine that the Harrier cockpit's going to be a lot of fun when it does eventually come in. It's just intimidating, this, isn't it? It's here to kill you. That is its sole objective. Oh, wow, look at that. That's lovely. You know what? We're going to be able to make some incredible custom battles out of this. If you didn't know already, myself, Averick, and Gentlespire are the creators behind the big, like, story-driven missions you see on Fly's channel about twice a year. So this is quite an exciting update for us, really, having all these new options. Okay, so let's put our throttle to around 70%. Let's give ourselves some thrust vectoring. Give ourselves some hard aileron. Or hard elevator, sorry. Okay, so. There we go. Man, that is still just so weird. Okay, that's going to take some getting used to. It's just, hello there. Okay, let's see what we can do. Okay, well, there doesn't seem to be any visible damage on the deck, which is interesting. I thought there would be a lot more. It may be perhaps because we're allied, so I don't know if the effect of the damage is the same as if you're an enemy. I don't think they are in test drive, actually. Let's quickly see if we can shoot up the control tower. Let's give it some hard rudder. Go on. Come on, I know. You can do it. Apparently not, which is a shame. But it's actually surprisingly controllable. He says while he plummets towards the ground. The hover mode is surprisingly controllable, so that's quite nice. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to go in for a carrier landing in Vtol mode, I think. Man, look at those modern carriers. It's brilliant. Okay. Well, I think once we've done this, this will be our first look at the Harrier. I might take it into some custom battles. I don't know yet. I think, honestly, with the way that dev server custom battles work, there is genuinely no point in me taking this in there because it will just get Tunguskaed to absolute hell. But I think it has probably shown off the important part which you wanted to see, which is the Vtol and the new carriers. Let me quickly take it in here for a nice landing. Put it to 60% throttle. Okay, and landing gear down. Whoa! Easy there. She likes to roll. Okay, so give it a bit of throttle. That's it. Not quite. Forward a little bit more. Let's try and land it right on the mark. 58%. Bit of throttle. And drop her down. There we go. It works. Look at that. Fantastic. Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick dev server preview for the Harrier GR1. I appreciate that it was short. If you do have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section below and let me know what you think about the addition of Vtol aircraft in War Thunder. That's all for now. Thank you ever so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you next time. Wait a second. I've just had a... Hey! Oh, yeah! Oh, okay. It's out of better, everybody. It's good game. Oh, dearie me.